So one problem we've got on the oil system is the output from the turbo is like its AN10 or AN12 big fitting here, and we want it to go to some rubber hose. So we're going to pop this in the lathe, machine this down into a barb, so we can slip the hose over the top. Okay, so for this oil line, I need to take this AN12 threaded piece down here. I've already taken a bit off with the lathe roughly, but what I need to do is actually make it into a barbed piece. So I'm going to take this big chunky bolt, I've drawn out the centre, I'm going to lathe this down to make a holding tool to actually hold this, so we can clamp this up in the lathe on a bar, make that into a bar there, and then bring this down here and have a bit of stud exposed so I can then tighten it up. So basically I'm making a tool to hold this. Is the next plan. So we're going to lathe this down, make it so this slides on up to a stop point, and then we're going to clamp. Then we're going to take the head off of it and clamp it all together, and then wind a nut onto the other end, which will leave some exposed there, with some sort of spacer of some description, so we can get the lathe in there, and yeah, go from there. Done here is we've obviously now machined our bar, turned it around and clamped it, so we're holding it in, it can't escape, and we put a nut and a bolt through here to make what's called a dog. So this will actually drag this around in the lathe, so we can actually machine this face. So we need to be careful with the clearance here of this when we get close. So what we'll do is we'll set our DRO, our stop point on our DRO. Set our DRO on our stop point here. It's always hard holding a camera and things at the same time. So if we go to about there on our DRO, if we zero our Z axis there, then we know where our stop point is before we start hitting the dog bolt that's dragging it around. And we're going to take this down there and turn this into a barbed fit, so we can then fit our rubber hose over it, which is a 16mm ID. So we need to go from 18.6mm down to 15.6mm. So on our DRO, because we're taking off a radius, we're going to take off 1.5mm of a radius, which will give us a 3mm reduction in diameter. So we've taken it down, we've put our flare on the end here to capture the pipe, and on testing it is a perfect fit. So we're ready to refit this to the turbo, clean this up a little bit, and we're done.